Welcome to the Sacred Ravens Soulwork Television, your channel for transformation and truth. I am your Soulwork intuitive, your mindfulness mentor, okay, emotional intelligence specialist, and life purpose career coach. This is the first video of many down the line on working within ourselves, okay? And there's no better time like now. I'm calling this series Clarity Through Quarantine. That's right. Now that I'm going to have your attention as we are forced to sit with ourselves, okay? Life, I don't believe is going to be the same. It just isn't. I can tell you, I have had, throughout my life, many pains, tragedies, traumas, dramas, losses, pains, broken heart. In fact, I'm going through a situation even now that left me with, it broke my heart, Only now I was just a lot more empowered and prepared than I would have had been in the past, And it was because I had been working on myself really hardcore for the last 18 to 24 months. And before, I've always been a woman of transformation. I've always been a woman of self-improvement, spiritual transformation. But let me tell you, this past time, it was an existential crisis, a spiritual awakening process, and a dark night of the soul, and a life turned upside down, all swung around and rolled up in one. And I did it emotionally, I did it on my own. The only thing I could give credit to is the Creator and the angels themselves. And of course, a lovely coach that I have, that I became a part of her program, named Abiola Abrams, Spiritpreneur. Changed my life. I found that missing key. It was all about self-love. Self-love. I forgot how to love myself. I lost myself. Now, I thought I had a pretty good, confidence level. I've always been pretty confident overall, For my younger years, I was so shy, and that shyness still likes to come up. But I want to be able to share with you all, especially during this time where things feel so uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Regardless of how this stuff developed, who's responsible, where it came from. The thing is, we don't know the future. We only know moment to moment. There's this great sense of not feeling secure in that, not knowing what the future entails. There's this great sense of insecurity because you can't count on anything. How do you live? How do you live when there's tragedy, when there's traumatic things happening? How do you live when there's so much uncertainty day to day? You can't count on long term. How do you live in the eye of the storm? Can you find your perseverance, your endurance? Are you available to open your heart? Can you get connected to something deeper? That's why I'm here. It's time to get connected to something deeper than yourself, something higher. You know, we all have a higher purpose in life. We're all been given gifts encoded within our DNA, excuse me, to actively channel the spirit of the Creator as a co-creator, to do the will. What is the will? It is our life's purpose. And you know what that is because you have passion for it. There's enthusiasm that resonates in your bones. It feels right. It comes natural to you. Well, it's time to hone those gifts. It's time to look at life from a new perspective. It's time to slow down and come inside and begin to look at things in a whole new light. Ask yourself, what is love? Do you love yourself? How are you loving others? How are others loving you? You know, how are you spending your days? Are you in service to others? What do you advocate for? What do you believe in? What drives you in life? How do you spend your mind, your moments? What are you invested in? What is precious to you? You know, this is a time for profound questions. Profound questions. Many of you are going to be actively going through a dark night of the soul. This is an existential crisis for many. A spiritual awakening. This is a spiritual warfare. You know, when you have that stuff inside of you that's pulling you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you don't feel grounded, and the world feels insane, and you can't sleep, and you feel lost, and it's scary. You know, that's the inner battle. And let me remind you that what goes on the inside is a reflection of what's on the outside, okay? What is true for the micro is true for the macro. As within, so without. As it is above, so it is below. It's time to live simpler. Stop all the waste. Start paying attention to the world around you. Start asking questions, researching, digging, questioning everything, and researching it yourself, finding those answers. Finding those answers for yourself and your heart within, okay? Finding the answers about the things that are happening globally, because there's a lot behind the scenes that you aren't seeing. A lot of truth is going to be revealed. It really will. It's time for you to start developing your life from a spiritual point of view. You know, we're more than these meat suits walking around consuming and just accepting narratives that are given to us. It's time to begin a deep search. It's time for you to question, what is love? How do you love? And living a life full of love. That includes a love and a passion for what you do, the love of others, for others, being in service to others, the animals, our world, and not from the point of view that they want to tell you. You know, we want to take care of this planet. We want to take care of the animals on this planet and not let people take advantage and destroy this planet with the technologies, with these corporations that are bigger than countries. Okay, they're like governments, little governments. And just in your own communities, it's time for a reevaluation. It's time to find out how can you live a more mindful, peaceful, creative, purposeful life. And I'm here to help you do that. Okay, it took me so much to get here. Okay, through incredible circumstances in my life from the very start. Oldest of 8 children, a mother who was bipolar. Okay, became a young mother at a young age, to a young man that ended after a couple years, to being in a relationship for 25 years, which was extremely challenging and very, very difficult, an emotional roller coaster all the way through, codependent as well, and both of us taking care of family, being the rock for everyone, you know, for the elders, you know, taking care of his father for 11 years and taking care of younger brothers and his brothers too, and having narcissists all around me for years and years and years, and me always sacrificing my life and then losing myself, the dreams that I had, you know, always having been a spiritual woman, always, since a little kid, when my grandmother was really the only one that really would nourish that part of myself, as well as the part of myself that is like her, want to build business and, you know, work for yourself and have financial freedom, take care of your family, finding out what that is, finding something to add meaning and purpose for your life. Well, I found it. Okay, I found it. And I'm going to use that, everything I've learned, everything that I'm still learning on this process. I'm going to share with you my insights, my way of doing things, in order that it may help you do the same. I am aiming for, and I am speaking to those of you who happen to be creative, intuitive, who are soulful, who are self-starters, okay? Heart-centered types, introverted, creative, okay? The INFJs, the scapegoats, the multi-potentialites, the overthinkers and the dreamers, the perfectionists, the black sheep. Did I say black sheep? And those of you who have always sacrificed for everyone and gave and gave and gave. So, welcome to the Sacred Raven Soulwork. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Clarity through quarantine. Like I said, we'll do the 14 days, and then if should something happen, if it gets extended, then we'll go even deeper. But I think 14 days is long enough to actually get something started, right? But short enough that I don't lose people's attention during this challenge. Okay, I'll at least keep you with me. throughout the duration. And it's going to be fun. This is about you learning how to live right from a point of view of spirit, getting more mindful, more creative, more peaceful, okay? Developing your intuition, your connection to God or spirit, however you see it. Developing little routines to work on your emotions, work on your faith, your hope. Learning about things that are rather profound and pondering on them. You know, talking about really deep and insightful things as well. It's going to be quite profound at times, and other times just fun. Okay? I'm one of those who likes to pay attention to the cycles around me, you know, because we're all connected to life and to the life cycles. You know, we're approaching a new moon cycle, right? It's pretty powerful. This is the first day. This is spring equinox. So this is a time of birth and rebirth, okay? All things new. So let's revitalize, regenerate, recuperate, get into a new state of ourselves, a new way of seeing things, a new way of being and doing things that comes from a more creative and mindful and peaceful and really critical thinking, but yet holding on to that intuitive perspective. All right? Are you ready? Because let me tell you, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. You know, it's not for the faint of heart. It isn't. But this is where you'll develop your true strength. This is how you'll develop your empowerment, your personal magnetism, your fire, your passion. Develop a mission, a message, and a purpose for your life. Okay? It's how you're going to be setting firm boundaries, becoming more assertive, letting go of all that is toxic, and learning what that looks like. So join me here at the Sacred Ravens Soulwork, okay? Where we're going to take an approach to living life that is more about the soul, okay? From a soulful, mindful, intuitive, and creative point of view, where we can balance ourselves and our lives out, okay? Redefine ourselves. So welcome, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. I can't wait, okay? Clarity through quarantine. This is the challenge. And let me start you off with 3 things. Okay? And let me show you what that is. Still. Stillness. Getting still. Be still and know that I am God, Scripture says. Listening to your heart's desires, listening to what your heart speaks of, listening to that intention that comes from your intuition. What is it? Intuition, knowledge, and wisdom. That's what I wrote. These were the insights I was getting. What else? Oh, that was listen, I'm sorry. Listen. This is the stillness. Okay? Be still, know that I'm God. From listen, intuition, knowledge, and wisdom. It sort of goes hand in hand when we're still. Getting still is about staying quiet, meditating, relaxing your body, getting in tune while listening is the act of getting in tune, right? Reflecting, prayer, channeling spirit, okay? Create. We're going to listen to what our spirits tell us, the direction in which we need to go, what to build, what to create, how to create it, from what direction, and is it something that's more about the creation of a new us, a new self, or something that we need to build, something that's been pulling at you for a really long time, but you weren't listening to life, right? You can only listen to life when we get still. When we get still and listen, we can create, which brings what? Clarity through creativity, okay? That's what we're going to do. Get in touch with ourselves, in touch with God or the higher power or universe, how you see it, through the act of co-creation, through creativity, okay? It's going to put us in a more mindful state, a balanced state, where we can actually hear these things. Epiphanies, downloads, intuitions. So it's going to be an important time, okay? For you, for me, for everyone. Just observe, listen, watch, pay close attention. Get used to being in the act of seeking if you're not used to it. Okay? Get used to being in the act of seeing as a seer. Okay? That's who I'm here for. I'm here to find all of you seekers and seers, you searchers. Let's do this. You ready? All right, let's do it. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please engage. I'd really like to know what it is you plan to do, what you're actually thinking in regards to this pandemic, and how you plan to utilize it. Right? And if anything has been happening to you as far as dreams, intuitions, inspirations, share with us in the comment section what that looks like. And I have some homework. I want you to take a salt bath. By that I mean an Epsom salt bath. If you have any oils, essential oils to put into that bath, even better. While we are in we're 2 days away from the new moon. 3 days before and 3 days after that period is a very powerful period in time. The salt bath will help cleanse you and detox you and ground you. It neutralizes your energy, okay? Excess anxieties and such, and help you sleep better. It'll get you relaxed. But more than that, I want you to begin an activity that puts you in a mindful place, a relaxing space, and something that is considered like self-love activity, all right? Self-care activity. So do a salt bath, all right? Let me know how that turned out. Of course, I will report in with mine. In fact, I will record the night that I do it. I will show you guys how I approach my salt baths during these cycles, okay? I love you all, and I shall see you soon. Mwah. Voila.